Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual class of redemption of redeemable preference shares. In previous session, I have discussed journal entries and all required calculations for question number 5. Today, in this session, I would like to discuss balance sheet of question number 5 in order to understand the preparation of the balance sheet again. It is nothing more than that of the revision of earlier sessions, because if you want to prepare the balance sheet of any question, the pattern of preparation remains same. So let us start our session with the revision of the journal entries that we have prepared in last lecture. First, bank account debited 1,81,500, to investments account 1,65,000, to profit and loss account 16,500. In the first journal entry available on your screen, I have discussed sale of investments at profit, and we have passed journal entry for the sale of investment. Second entry is all about amount received on partly paid redeemable preference shares to satisfy the condition of section 55 of the Companies Act 2013. Journal entry: bank account debited 66,000, to RPS capital account 66,000. For the purpose of our reference, we can name the preference shares either 1 or 2, A, B, X, Y, anything. Third, it is all about calculation of amount payable to RPS holders. RPS capital account debited 1,65,000. Again, RPS capital account debited 3,30,000. RPS redemption premium account debited 19,800, to RPS holders account 5,14,800. So from these particular calculation, we have decided to pay amount of rupees 5,14,800 to the holders of redeemable preference shares. Then we have completed calculation of new securities issued by the company. This particular calculation required a lengthy process because we have to keep a minimum bank balance, and it was the condition given by the examiner to us in our question. So on the basis of that condition, we have decided how many shares issued by the company, and the journal entry is bank account debited 1,32,000, to new preference share capital account 1,32,000. Then we have transferred rupees 3,63,000 to capital redemption reserve, that is CRR account. General reserves account debited 3,63,000 to capital redemption reserve, that is CRR account 3,63,000. Now it is time to adjust RPS redemption premium, that is step number 4. We have adjusted RPS redemption premium of rupees 19,800 against security premium account, as we have enough amount in securities premium. Journal entry for this transaction: securities premium account debited 19,800, to RPS redemption premium account 19,800. Now it is time to pay amount to RPS holders, that is step number 5 of our calculation. It's a very simple. Whatever the amount we have calculated in step number 2, we have to pay in step number 5. RPS holders account debited 5,14,800, to bank account 5,14,800. And last but not least, issue of bonus from CRR, that is a capital redemption reserve. We have completed calculation of bonus issued by the company, and amount of bonus is rupees 3,30,000. Journal entry for this transaction: capital redemption reserve, that is a CRR account, debited 3,30,000 to equity share capital account 3,30,000. In order to understand all the calculation in detail, it is necessary for all of you to watch and revise the previous session that I have already uploaded for your reference. Now, after the discussion of journal entries in the books of Navrang Limited, let us move to the second part of our answer. And the second part of our answer is preparation of the balance sheet in the books of Navrang Limited. Don't forget that we have to prepare our balance sheet after the process of RPS redemption. And as you all know that we have to prepare our balance sheet into vertical format. As I discussed with you, examiner may provide you information to you either in horizontal form or in a vertical form as a part of the question. But we have to prepare our balance sheet into vertical format as a part of the answer, and it is a compulsory for all of us. Here, I have prepared the balance sheet in a vertical form. In the vertical form of the balance sheet, the first item is equity and liabilities. This equity and liability includes shareholders fund. Shareholders fund includes two important items. Number one, share capital, and number two, reserves and surplus. We have to prepare separate calculation for note number 1, that is share capital, and note number 2, that is reserves and surplus. Share capital. Note number 1, total amount of share capital is rupees 11,22,000. Let us visit the calculation of note number 1. Note number 1 is all about share capital. If you refer on the left hand side of your screen, you will find the information given by the examiner on liability side of our balance sheet. Using this balance sheet, we have to prepare our calculation of equity share capital and preference share capital so as we can easily prepare note number 1, that is share capital. Now let us check on the liability side of the balance sheet. 6,600 equity shares of rupees 100 each, that is 6,60,000 given to us over here. So 6,60,000 as it is. Now simply recall the process of RPS redemption. During the process of RPS redemption, we have issued equity share only once, that is during step number 6. Step number 6 is all about issue of bonus equity shares from CRR. On the basis of step number 6, we came to know that the company has issued equity shares of rupees 3,30,000 as a bonus. So total equity share capital of the company is rupees 9,90,000. Now, second item is 1,650 redeemable preference shares of rupees 100 each, fully paid up. We have already redeemed these preference shares, and once it is redeemed, once the amount is repaid to the holders, it will not appear in our balance sheet. Same thing happened with the third item, that is 33,000 redeemable preference shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up. We have also redeemed 33,000 redeemable preference shares of rupees 10 each. So now these entries are not existing in the balance sheet. But if you recall step number 3, at the time of preparation of the step number 3, we have issued new preference shares of rupees 50 each. So at that time we have passed the journal entry for this transaction, bank account debited to preference share capital account. So we have issued new preference shares of rupees 1,32,000. Total equity share capital of the company 9,90,000 plus new preference shares issued by the company 1,32,000. So total share capital of the company is rupees 11,22,000. In this way, we can calculate share capital with as many as possible items given in our calculation as well as provided by the examiner to us in our question. Now we have to transfer total share capital rupees 11,22,000 to our balance sheet. Simply check our balance sheet. A share capital, note number 1, 11,22,000. In this way we can calculate our share capital. The second item on equity and liabilities under shareholders fund is reserves and surplus. As I said, we have to prepare a separate note for reserves and surplus. In the balance sheet, I have presented total result or final result of reserves and surplus account, and the amount is rupees 3,76,200. But without calculation of reserves and surplus, it is not possible for us to mention the final amount of reserves and surplus account in the balance sheet. So we have prepared note number 2. Let us visit note number 2. On the left hand side of your screen, I have given the balance sheet given by the examiner to us in our question, and on the right hand side, calculation of reserves and surplus is presented. We have to present these kind of calculation in final examination, so as it's a very easy for us to score full marks in the examination. Let us refer all the items one by one. We have completed equity share capital at the time of calculation of share capital. We have completed redemption of RPS and 33,000 RPS. It means now it is a time to consider only items covered under reserves and surplus. First reserves and surplus is a general reserve. Check. First item available over here is a general reserve, and amount given in the balance sheet of the question is rupees 6,60,000. Simply recall all the steps of RPS redemption. During step number 3, that is arrangement of the fund for the capital part, we have transferred rupees 3,63,000 to CRR account. Simply recall the journal entry. General reserves account debited rupees 3,63,000 to CRR account 3,63,000. So 6,60,000 minus 3,63,000. So balance available to us in the general reserve account is rupees 2,97,000. Second item, balance of profit and loss account, which is not given to us in our balance sheet. So if any balance is not given in the balance sheet, it is assumed as 0. So the balance of the profit and loss account is 0. Don't forget, at the time of calculation of profit on sale of investment, we have earned a profit of rupees 16,500. There is some error, so just make it correct. The amount of profit on sale of investment is rupees 16,500. So that 16,500 is added in the balance of 0. So 0 plus 16,500 is equal to 16,500. Suppose we have opening balance, then we have to plus or minus in the given opening balance. But here information regarding opening balance is not given to us, so we have to follow the information provided to us accordingly. Then CRR. CRR account. We have transferred rupees 3,63,000 to CRR. Simply you can connect the information from here. We have transferred rupees 3,63,000 from general reserve to CRR. So 3,63,000, and out of this CRR 3,63,000 we have issued bonus of rupees 3,30,000. So 3,63,000 minus the bonus issue during step number 6, 3,30,000. So closing balance of CRR account is available to us 33,000, that we have to present in our balance sheet under the head reserves and surplus. Then we have securities premium 49,500 in the given balance sheet. So the fourth item covered under reserves and surplus is securities premium. Opening balance available to us over here 49,500, that is already given to us in our balance sheet. At the time of issue of new securities, that is step number 3, we have not received a single penny as a securities premium because new securities issued by the company at par, that is at face value. But at the time of adjustment of RPS redemption premium in step number 4, we have adjusted 19,800 rupees against securities premium. So the given balance of securities premium in the balance sheet 49,500 less amount adjusted or writing off or written off against RPS redemption premium 19,800. So closing balance is 29,700. So in this way we have 4 items in reserves and surplus. 1, general reserve 2,97,000. Second, profit and loss account 16,500. Third, CRR 33,000. And fourth and last 29,700 in securities premium account. So total amount available after the calculation of reserves and surplus rupees 3,76,200. We have to transfer these 3,76,200 to the balance sheet in note number 2. Let us enter 3,76,200 in the balance sheet, and reserves and surplus available over here with 3,76,200. Now third item, check liability side of the balance sheet. On the liability side of the balance sheet, the last item is other current liabilities. Current liabilities includes bank overdraft, creditors, bills payable, outstanding amount of any expenditure, etc. These are the simple examples of current liabilities. Here, the examiner has ready-made given other current liabilities to us on liability side of the balance sheet, and amount of other current liability is rupees 1,65,000. It is information of liability side of the balance sheet, so we have to insert on equity and liabilities a part of the vertical balance sheet. So we have inserted other current liabilities on equity and liabilities part. Total of the balance sheet for equity and liabilities part is rupees 16,63,200. Now let us move to the second part of the balance sheet. Second part of the balance sheet is assets. If you want to present each and every item following the format given in the Companies Act 2013, you may present all items right from note number 1 to the last note number. But we need not to include everything in the question of RPS because only a few items are given to us in the balance sheet of the question by the examiner. So we have to record the items given to us. The first item is fixed asset, or you can say non-current asset. Amount of non-current asset is 14,68,500. You can check asset side of the balance sheet. I have presented a calculation of non-current asset over here. Non-current assets are given on the asset side of the balance sheet. You have to identify the non-current asset from the balance sheet. The first item under non-current asset is a plant and machinery, 5,68,500. Second item, land and building. It is also fixed asset, that is a non-current asset. Third item is a furniture. So it is also treated as a non-current asset or fixed asset. So in this way, we can calculate amount of total fixed asset or say non-current asset. It is rupees 14,68,500. We have to present these 14,68,500 on asset side of the balance sheet under the title of non-current asset, say fixed asset. It is very much simple. We can prepare this calculation without preparation of any kind of notes, simply with the help of calculators. Now, the second item is current assets. We have to calculate our current assets very perfectly. Why? Because cash or bank balance is also part of the current asset, and as you all know that so many transactions are included in the calculation of cash and bank. So we have to calculate our current assets very properly. Now, if you refer the asset side of the balance sheet available to us, investment, we have already sold our investment at the time of redemption of RPS. Just to recall the very first transaction of our solution. In a very first transaction, we have already sold our investment. So once the investments are sold, we need not to present that investment in the balance sheet. Then we have stock. Stock is a part of the current asset. At this point of discussion, I would like to put to your notice that stock, inventory, debtors, bills receivable, amount receivable from someone treated as current assets of the company. So we have to combine all current assets at the time of calculation. Now, the most important part of the calculation or say our answer is a bank balance, 29,700. If you don't want to calculate closing balance, refer additional information given by the examiner to us as a part of the question. The condition is very much clear that at the end of our calculation, we are in need of closing bank balance of rupees 29,700. It means at the end of the calculation, your bank balance would be 29,700. But if you don't want to follow these 29,700 directly, you can complete a calculation of cash balance or bank balance. Just check over here. Opening balance given to us in the asset side of the balance sheet, 1,65,000. Now simply recall the transaction and add or less as per the requirement. We have sold our investment and received rupees 1,81,500. Then we have received 66,000 rupees on final call from RPS 2. Then we have issued new preference shares at par, that is at face value, for rupees 1,32,000. You can recheck, you can recall step number 3, arrangement of the fund for capital part. So total amount available with the company after this all receipt, 1,65,000 plus 1,81,500 plus 66,000 plus 1,32,000. So total amount available with the company is rupees 5,44,500. And recall step number 5, where we have paid amount to the holders of redeemable preference shares. RPS holders account debited 5,14,800 to bank account 5,14,800. So at the time of passing the entry in step number 5, we have paid rupees 5,14,800 to the holders of RPS. So the closing balance available with the company at the end of this redemption process is 29,700. In this way, you can cross-check your calculation. Either you can directly put 29,700 over here by reading the additional information, but it is advisable to prepare the calculation in order to cross-check, so as if there is an error, you can detect your error before completion of your answer in the examination. Now, we have to transfer this total amount of rupees 1,94,700, which is representing total current assets, to the balance sheet of the company. Let us move to the balance sheet of the company. On asset part, second item is a current asset 1,94,700. At this point of discussion, I would like to put to your notice that if you don't want to present all current assets all together, you can present bank balance separately and other current assets separately. Choice is yours. And the final part of our answer is a total of the assets side of the balance sheet. Total of the asset side of the balance sheet is rupees 16,63,200. So total of the equity and liability side 16,63,200, and total of the asset side of the balance sheet is rupees 16,63,200. So in this way, we can settle our balance sheet in the examination. I hope everyone is clear with the solution of this problem. Keep watching the next virtual sessions. Thank you. God bless you.